Welcome to Realistic Survival. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over what I believe would be a good survival knife. And I have a few options here I'm going to go through. And I'm going to say, in my opinion, what I would look for and what I would avoid. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with this knife. And this is the Mora 711. I absolutely love this knife. It's a great bushcraft knife. It's a great carving knife. It's ugly as shit, but it's super comfortable and super sharp. But this would be a bad choice for a survival knife. And the reason being, it's not full tang, it's very small, and I just wouldn't pick this for a survival knife. If you're going to gather a lot of wood, which in the survival situation you will need to gather wood for a fire to keep warm, this just isn't gonna cut it, no pun intended. So, great little knife. I absolutely love it, but not for a survival situation. The next one I have here is one of those $10 Camillus knives you see at Walmart. And this one is listed as full tang. I can't confirm it. I'm pretty sure it is. It's definitely bigger, and I love this knife as well. It's super comfortable to hold, super sharp, but it's just way too thin. Now, if you're going to take this knife out for survival, can you imagine trying to chop with this thing or baton with this thing with this thin of a blade? It's just not going to happen. You're going to snap your knife, and this is not a good survival knife. It's a great camping knife. It's a great little utility knife to have on you, whatever. But as far as survival goes, not a good option. Now this one, you probably see me talk about, or heard me talk about. You've seen it in my videos a few times. This is kind of a no-brainer to me. This is a USMC KBar. And I would trust this knife in pretty much any situation. And if you watch my videos, you know very well that I absolutely love the USMC KBar. It's big. It does have a full tang, and they're known for being tough, so I'm sure I could baton with this if I need to. I really don't like batoning, but if you need to, it should be able to take it. It's a KBar. They're pretty tough. And it's big enough where if you have to hack at a small tree, it'll do the job. So this is a decent choice for that. It still probably honestly wouldn't be my first choice for a survival knife, but it's a great option. Now, I don't have the knife with me, but in a previous video, I said that the Cold Steel Survival Edge would be a great survival knife, and it's marketed as such. And for a short-term survival, yeah, I'll do just fine. But again, it's too small. It limits your hacking and batoning and chopping and stuff. And I prefer something bigger. So the next knife I have is the Cold Steel Bushman. And you've probably heard me talk about this a few times. I love these knives a lot. And this is a great, great knife for survival. If you had the old school sheaths like I do, well, not the real old leather ones, but the nylon ones, they have a pocket here so you can have a whole survival kit in that. It's made of SK5 high carbon steel, so it's really tough and it takes a great edge, holds it a long time. You can baton with this, you can strike a fire with it, you can chop with it. And this is just an all-around great survival knife. And you can even make it into a spear, so if you need to defend yourself from bears or coyotes or use it for hunting, you have that option. So Cold Steel Bushman is probably what I would pick for a survival knife. Now, if I had an unlimited supply of money, I'd probably find better options, because even the Bushman is still considered a budget knife. But I'm working within my means. Not everyone has the high budget, so it's it's a very good option if you don't have a lot of money. So the last one I'm going to talk about is kind of a weird choice for this because it's technically a machete. And this one is the cold steel Bowie machete. And as you can see, mine's been a bit modified. I call this thing the Punisher because it is badass. And I really don't look at this like a machete. I just think of this as a big knife. And honestly, this would be a great survival knife, in my opinion. Because it's full tang. It's 1055 carbon steel. It's very tough steel. It is technically a machete, so you can chop with it. You can baton with it. And this thing is razor sharp. I mean, this is probably the sharpest machete I own. And it is just insanely sharp. This thing scares the hell out of me. It's so sharp. And that's part of the reason I call it the Punisher. And not only would this make a great survival knife, because it will do all your tasks. You can do fine cutting, whittling, whatever. You can make figure fours with it. You can literally do anything with it. Plus, on the off chance that you do get attacked by animals or something, this makes a great self-defense weapon. You got the slashing, stabbing, and chopping ability. Everything you would need in a good weapon or tool. So definitely consider something like this. I know it's not technically a knife, and we're talking about survival knives, but the cold steel Bowie machete, very good for a survival knife. Now, I could have brought out other machetes and talked about it like that, but this isn't what we're doing. We're talking about knives, despite the fact that I did have a machete in here. But let's be honest, it's basically a big-ass knife. I don't really classify it as a machete, even though it is. So, in my opinion, cold steel makes some very good options. KBar has good options. If you have the money, there are very, very good options out there. You know, you look at like the KBar BK series, they make great knives. A lot of cold steel knives, even like a Leatherman would be a great knife, or the Trailmaster. But I really, really like the Bushman knife because I just had the versatility of it. I got the survival kit in here. I got a spear option. It's just a great knife to take. And honestly, if you had the two of these as a combination, you're going to do just fine. As long as you have basic survival skills and know what you're doing, these are going to serve you very, very well. So that's my opinion on what I would look for in a survival knife. Just something long, not too short, full tang, tough steel, and something that you can rely on, something that you would trust your life with, and something that's going to do every job that you need it to do. So keep that in mind if you're looking for a survival knife. Don't go online and just search survival knife and buy any cheap thing because it looks cool. Definitely do some research on what you need and what you're getting and make an informed decision. Because if you trust your life to some cheap piece of junk and it breaks, you're donezo and you're going to regret that decision. So definitely think about which knife is best for your survival needs. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something. Make sure you subscribe, and anything else you want to add, let me know in the comments down below.